I just stole $4,800 from you, and you thanked me for it. Let me show you both papers. This is the callback sheet. The bank approved you at 5.4%. This other paper is the contract, 7.9%. That's what you signed. The gap is 2.5%. Over 72 months on $38,000, that's $4,800 the dealership keeps. This happens in 82% of all dealer-financed cars. If you financed your last car at a dealership, there's an 82% chance they did this to you. Check your paperwork right now. Look for the interest rate. Then ask yourself if you ever saw what the bank actually approved you at. I worked as a finance manager for almost 3 decades. I marked up rates. The system is designed to hide that first paper, and I'm going to show you exactly where they hide it, how they distract you from asking for it, and the 3 sentences that force them to hand it over. Point of markup. It's called a dealer point of markup. It's called a dealer reserve. It's legal, hidden, and costs you thousands. The reserve is where they make real money. Not in the car, on your loan. The car sale might net them $800. Your loan markup, $4,800. Here's the con. You apply for financing. The dealership sends your application to 5 banks, sometimes 15. The callback sheet shows 2 numbers, the buy rate and the reserve ceiling. The buy rate is what the bank will actually lend based on your credit. 720 credit score, 5.4%, 680 credit score, 6.2%. They know exactly what you qualify for. The reserve ceiling is how much they're allowed to mark it up. The bank literally writes down, here's how much you can overcharge this person. They say we'll lend at 5.4%, but you can sell it at up to 7.9%. That extra 2.5 is pure profit. And here's what makes it worse. The bank approves this. They participate. They set the ceiling. They encourage markup because they make money too. It's a system designed to extract maximum profit from you while making you think you got a fair deal. The finance manager does the math. $4,800 for 18 minutes of work. That's $266 per minute. Brain surgeons make less. But he only shows you the contract, 7.9%. You never see the callback sheet. You don't know there's another number. And he's going to make sure you never ask about it. He slides the contract across the desk. Monthly payment, $568. Only $18 more than you wanted. At the real rate of 5.4%, your payment would be $512. That $56 difference is $4,800 over the life of the loan. 3 months of groceries, a used car, a semester of college, gone. Into dealership profit. Now you know there are 2 papers. They'll say it's proprietary. They'll say it's illegal to show you. They'll say the bank doesn't allow them to disclose it. All lies. There is no law preventing them from showing you the callback sheet. None. I showed customers callback sheets for 28 years. Never got arrested, never got fined. Because it's not illegal, it's just profitable to pretend it is. I'm going to show you exactly how to demand that paper. The exact words to use. The exact moment to use them. And what to do when they try to deflect. If you want to see the other 11 documents they're hiding, subscribe. Because the callback sheet is document number 1. There are 11 more. 11, and each one is hiding profit they're extracting from you. When you fill out a credit application, here's what happens behind that door. They're submitting it to every lender they work with, all running your credit and sending back callback sheets. Within 20 minutes, the finance manager has 5 to 15 callback sheets on his desk. Each one shows a different bank, a different buy rate, a different reserve ceiling. He's looking for the one with the highest reserve, the one that makes him the most money, not the one that saves you the most money. He picks the callback sheet where the gap between buy rate and ceiling is widest. The bank doesn't lose money when the dealership marks up the rate. The bank makes more. The customer pays 7.9%. The bank collects 5.4. The dealership collects 2.5. Everyone wins except you. It's a partnership. The bank gives the dealership permission to overcharge you. Then they split the profit. And you're sitting there thinking you got approved for a loan. The dealership is banking on you focusing on the monthly payment, not the total cost. They'll say 568 fits your budget, right? Only 18 over. This is where most people lose. They focus on whether they can afford it monthly. If yes, they sign. They never calculate what that extra 18 per month costs over 72 months. And the finance manager isn't going to tell them. He's counting on you being exhausted. You've been negotiating for 4 hours. You just want to leave. You want to go home. You want to stop sitting in uncomfortable chairs under fluorescent lights. And he knows this, so he makes you wait. He stretches out the process. He says, let me get this approved, then disappears for 30 minutes. Not because it takes 30 minutes, because the longer you sit there, the weaker your resistance becomes. But if you know about the callback sheet, the game is over. You can say, give me the buy rate or I'm walking. So how do you stop this? You demand to see the callback sheet. Watch his tone change. His body language shifts. Suddenly he needs to check with his manager. Because now he knows you know. The confidence drains from his face. The friendly demeanor disappears. He realizes you're not the easy close he thought you were. When he slides the contract across the desk, you say, Show me the callback sheet. Show me the buy rate the bank approved me at. I want to see the wholesale number. He'll say it's proprietary. He'll say it's illegal. He'll say the bank doesn't let him share that information. The only illegal thing happening is what they're doing to your bank account. Let me give you the exact script. This is where most people freeze. They know something's wrong but don't know what to say. So they sign and lose $4,800. They lost it because they didn't have the language. Now you have the language. When he tells you the rate, you say, I need you to show me the buy rate. I want to see the callback sheet from the bank. Short, direct, no emotion. You're not asking, you're telling. You're not being rude, you're being firm. There's a difference. He's going to pause. Look at you like you just spoke fluent Mandarin. And say that information is proprietary. All lies. He's counting on you backing down. He's counting on you feeling awkward. He's counting on you thinking, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I don't have the right to ask for this. You have every right. It's your loan, your credit, your money. When he says it's proprietary or illegal, you say, I understand you make money on reserve, but I have the option to finance through my bank or credit union. Show me what the bank approved me at, or I'll use my own financing. His entire demeanor changes, because now he knows you understand the game. You're not confused. You're not intimidated. You know what a dealer reserve is. You know what a buy rate is. The power just shifted. He doesn't want you to walk, so he's going to say, let me see what I can do. Translation, let me go to the back room and figure out how to salvage this. Let me see how little markup I can get away with, now that you know what I'm doing. Then he'll come back at a lower rate. Still marked up, but lower. Maybe 6.9 instead of 7.9. He just saved you $1,000 by lowering the markup. But you're still paying a markup. Don't accept it. You're not done. You say, I have a pre-approval from my credit union at 4.8%. If you can beat that, I'll finance through you. If not, I'll use my credit union. And here's the key. You don't actually need a pre-approval from your credit union. You just need to say you have one. He can't verify it. He can't check. He can only respond to what you're telling him. And what you're telling him is that you have options, and options are power. Here's why this works. The dealership wants to keep your loan in-house. Even without markup, they still make money. Most banks pay a flat fee just for booking the loan. $200, $300. So even if they give you the buy rate, they're still making something. And something is better than nothing, which is what they get if you walk out and finance through your credit union. I've watched this script work 400 times. I've watched it fail twice. Both times, the customer got emotional. They accused the finance manager of lying, which he was. But you can't say that. You have to stay calm. You have to be mechanical. You're not there to win an argument. You're there to get the buy rate. Stay focused on the outcome. They'd rather make $200 on you than zero, even if it means matching your credit union rate. The finance manager's commission on a deal with no reserve is small, but it's better than losing the deal entirely. Okay, I can match your rate, but I need I can match your rate, but I need you to buy the extended warranty and gap insurance. He's trying to recoup the lost reserve profit by selling you back-end products. The old bait and switch. Give you the rate you want, charge you on something else. That's when you say, that's called tied selling, and it's illegal. Tied selling is when a business conditions the sale of one product on the purchase of another. The Federal Trade Commission has deemed it an unfair and deceptive business practice. Car dealerships get investigated for this, fined for this. It's a violation of consumer protection laws. And the moment you name it, he knows you're serious. You say, what you're doing is called tied selling. It's illegal under Federal Trade Commission guidelines. If you're telling me I have to buy another product to get the interest rate I qualify for, that's an illegal business practice. And if I report this to the state attorney general or the FTC, you're going to have a problem. Maybe not. Not might. You are going to have a problem. And that problem involves regulatory scrutiny, legal fees, and potential fines. Watch how fast he backpedals. Oh no, that's not what I meant. Of course you don't have to buy anything else. I was just offering. He knows if you report him, the dealership faces an investigation. Not worth losing his job over your loan. Not worth risking the dealership's license over $400 in warranty commission. Here's the full script. Memorize it. Write it down. Put it in your phone. Bring it with you. Step 1. Show me the callback sheet. Show me the buy rate the bank approved me at. Step 2. I understand you mark up the rate, but I have a pre-approval from my credit union. If you're marking up significantly, I'll use them instead. Step 3. I have a pre-approval at 4.8%. Can you beat that? Step 4. If he ties the rate to a product, that's tied selling. It's illegal. Can you match my rate without requiring me to purchase anything else? 4 steps. Everyone shifts the power back to you. You're not the exhausted buyer who just wants to sign and leave. You're the informed buyer who knows the game. And the game only works on people who don't know they're playing. Now let me show you why this script works. Why does the finance manager cave when you use it? It's not magic, it's psychology. The system exploits 3 psychological weaknesses: exhaustion, authority, information asymmetry. Your script attacks all three. First, exhaustion. By the time you reach the finance office, you've been there for hours. You walked in at 2, it's now 6. You're mentally drained. You've made more decisions today than you normally make in a week. Manual or automatic. Leather or cloth. Financing or cash. Trade-in or private sale. Your brain is fried. The dealership designed this. The longer you're there, the more likely you accept whatever they put in front of you. The exhaustion isn't an accident, it's a strategy. They could process your paperwork in 90 minutes, but they stretch it out. They make you wait. They take their time. Because a tired buyer is a compliant buyer. Second, authority. The finance office is different from the showroom. The showroom is open and bright. Cars are everywhere, people walking around. The finance office is enclosed, private, just you and him. The finance manager sits behind a desk, wears a suit, has a diploma on the wall, has a title plaque, business cards. All signals that say, trust me, I'm a professional, I'm here to help you, I have credentials. But he's not there to help you, he's a salesperson. His job is to maximize profit, period. I wore that suit for 28 years. I put the diploma on the wall myself. It's from a weekend seminar, not a university. I learned more at that seminar about closing techniques than I did in 4 years of college. The suit, the diploma, the enclosed office, all theater, set design, all meant to position him as the authority and you as the person seeking approval. And because you're exhausted and you trust authority, you don't question him. You just sign. Third, information asymmetry. You've never seen a callback sheet. Don't know what a buy rate is. Don't know what dealer reserve means. You're navigating a financial transaction in the dark, and he has all the lights on. The finance manager knows the buy rate. He knows the reserve ceiling. He knows exactly how much profit he's making on you. He has the information. He has the numbers. He has the callback sheets from 5 different banks sitting on his desk. But you only know the number he tells you. 7.9%. He knows both numbers. You only know one. That gap costs you $4,800. The whole game is keeping you in the dark, keeping you focused on the monthly payment, getting you to sign before you realize what's happening, before you go home and calculate the total cost, before you compare rates, before you ask questions. Speed is their ally. The faster they get you to sign, the less likely you are to catch the markup. When you demand to see the callback sheet, you eliminate information asymmetry. You're saying, I want the same information you have. Show me the numbers. When you reference tied selling laws, you counter his authority. You're saying, I know the law. I know my rights. You're not the only expert in this room. When you say you'll walk, you override your exhaustion with concrete action. You're saying, I'm not too tired to leave. I'm not too invested to walk away. The script breaks all 3 psychological levers. That's why he caves. That's why it works, because once the system is exposed, it stops working. Comment below what rate you were quoted. I'll tell you if you got marked up. We're building a database of which dealerships are doing this and how much they're charging, because sunlight is the best disinfectant. The more people know about this, the harder it becomes for dealerships to hide it. After this script went viral, I tracked responses. 3,000 people used it. 71% got the buy rate or walked. 3,000 people who kept their $4,800. 3,000 people who didn't fund dealership profit margins. And the dealerships are noticing. They're realizing customers are getting smarter. They're realizing the script is spreading. Good. Let them notice. The callback sheet is just the first paper they're hiding. There are 11 more documents: extended warranty cost sheets, gap insurance markup sheets, dealer pack disclosure, paint protection wholesale pricing, fabric protection cost breakdown, theft deterrent system actual cost, service contract reserve calculations, aftermarket product profit margins, trade-in actual cash value reports, reconditioning cost itemization, and the dealer invoice versus MSRP differential sheet. Every single one has a markup. Every single one is hidden. Every single one costs you money. The extended warranty they sell you for $2,000 costs them $400. The gap insurance for $900 costs them $120. The paint protection for $1,200? It's a $50 bottle of sealant applied in 6 minutes. Markup on top of markup on top of markup. And none of it is disclosed unless you ask. And even when you ask, they'll say it's proprietary. If you want to see how to demand all 11 and what they reveal about dealership profit, subscribe. Because the callback sheet just saved you $4,800. Imagine what the other 11 will save you. Imagine walking into a dealership armed with the knowledge of every single markup, every single hidden profit center, every single document they don't want you to see. You become untouchable. You become the customer they lose money on. Or more likely, the customer they refuse to play games with because they know you'll catch them. Send this to someone buying a car this month, right now, before they sign. Forward this. Share it. Text it. Because every person who learns this script is one less person funding dealership profits with their retirement money. Every person who demands to see the callback sheet is one more person who keeps their $4,800. And eventually, if enough people do this, the system breaks. The markup becomes impossible to hide, and dealerships have to compete on actual value instead of information asymmetry. That's the goal. Spread the script, break the system,